Welcome to the Amateur Behaviorist, where we delve into the intricate world of behavior analysis. Today, we're going to explore a fascinating and often misunderstood topic: the problematic nature of punishment from a behavioral perspective. If you recall from our previous video, we discussed how every behavior, whether desirable or not, occurs for a reason and serves a specific function. It's a simple yet profound concept that can change the way we approach behavior management. Punishment, though it can temporarily halt a problematic behavior, doesn't provide an appropriate alternative to fulfill the function of the original behavior. This can lead to a cycle of recurring issues. As we embark on this discussion, it's essential to remember that the realm of behavior analysis is not about merely stopping problematic actions. Instead, it's about understanding the underlying reasons for these actions and shaping appropriate replacements. As we move forward, keep in mind that the key to understanding behavior is not simply about stopping problematic actions, but about shaping appropriate replacements. Punishment. It may seem like a good temporary stop for a problematic behavior, but does it last? Let's take a look at how this plays out. Imagine a child who is constantly acting out. A quick punishment might seem to fix the issue, but it doesn't address the root cause of why the behavior arose in the first place. What's missing is an appropriate replacement behavior. Let's dive a little deeper. The child isn't just acting out for no reason. There's a function to this behavior. It might be a cry for attention or a way to express frustration. Now, when we punish the child without providing a suitable alternative, we're simply putting a band-aid on a wound that requires stitches. The child doesn't learn a new, more appropriate way to express their needs or feelings. As a result, the acting out continues, despite the punishment. So we see punishment might bring quick results, but without a replacement behavior, the problem persists. Do you remember our discussion on intermittent reinforcement? Intermittent reinforcement is a powerful tool when it comes to shaping behavior. The principle behind it is simple, yet profound. When a behavior is reinforced sporadically, it becomes more resistant to extinction. Now let's consider punishment. Punishment is often difficult to deliver consistently. Imagine a dog owner who punishes their dog for barking. If the owner is inconsistent, sometimes punishing the dog and sometimes not, this inconsistency acts as intermittent reinforcement. The dog's barking behavior, instead of being suppressed, may actually increase. This is because the dog never knows whether barking will lead to punishment or not. As a result, the dog may bark more frequently, hoping to avoid punishment. It's a classic example of the power of intermittent reinforcement, where inconsistency in punishment can lead to the strengthening of the behavior we aim to reduce. Inconsistency in punishment, thus, can inadvertently lead to strengthening of the very behavior we aim to reduce. Sometimes what we think is punishment may not be functioning as such. Imagine a classroom scenario where a teacher reprimands a student for speaking out of turn. The teacher believes this reprimand to be a punishment, intending for it to deter the student from repeating this behavior. However, if the student continues to speak out of turn even after being reprimanded, it leaves the teacher perplexed and frustrated. Now, let's view this through the lens of behaviorism. Consider the possibility that the student's behavior serves an attention-seeking function. Every time the teacher reprimands the student, they inadvertently give the student exactly what they desire: attention. Thus, instead of functioning as a punishment, the reprimand may actually serve to reinforce the behavior of speaking out of turn. Despite the teacher's best intentions, their supposed punishment has become a reward, thus reinforcing the very behavior they intended to discourage. So, a supposed punishment may end up reinforcing the behavior, leaving us puzzled and frustrated. While it may take a bit longer initially, reinforcement-based learning has a lasting impact. Consider a student who struggles with studying regularly. With punishment, their lack of studying may temporarily cease, but it doesn't address the root of why they're avoiding their books in the first place. However, reinforcement-based learning provides a different approach. If the student receives encouragement and rewards for each study session they complete, over time, they begin to associate studying with positive outcomes. The behavior arises not from a fear of punishment, but from the expectation of something good. This positive reinforcement makes studying a habit, a part of their routine, rather than a chore to be dreaded. And the beauty of it is, this change is not just temporary. The student, having experienced the benefits of regular studying, is likely to continue this behavior long term, even without the presence of immediate rewards. Reinforcement, therefore, though it might take time, drives a lasting change. From a behavioral perspective, punishment and reinforcement are neutral terms. They are not good or bad. What matters is the effect they have on behavior. If a behavior increases, we call it reinforcement. If a behavior decreases, we call it punishment. But remember, this is highly individual. What one person might find reinforcing, another might find punishing. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach. It requires keen observation, understanding, and above all, empathy. Think of it as a puzzle, with each individual having unique pieces that fit together to form their behavior. And like any good puzzle solver, we need to be patient, observant, and willing to try different combinations until we find the one that fits just right. So let's approach behavior not with judgment, but with curiosity and understanding. Remember, it's not about good or bad, it's about the effect on behavior. Until next time, this is the Amateur Behaviorist signing off. Keep observing, keep learning.